Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Hopefully you guys are all having a fantastic day, and hopefully you could realize that I got a new microphone and that the audio sounds better. So if it does sound better, leave a comment saying it sounds better. If it sounds worse, then say it sounds worse. If it's the same, then you could say it sounds the same. But I invested into this and hopefully it sounds a bit better at least. So today's video is going to be about the potential for a pattern change that will be occurring anywhere from mid-July into late July, at least late July. It could continue out into August, and this pattern change won't be a heat wave. It will be something more like a cool wave, you know, a colder shot of air coming from the northern Canada, and this, again, it won't be cold air, but it will bring some cooler conditions, more like fall-like weather. But before we dive into this, consider subscribing to my channel. All you need to do, hit that subscribe button. If you've been watching my videos and you appreciate them, then why not subscribe? If this is your first video, then you could watch some of my other videos. Watch the videos, then you could consider and subscribing. And if you like this video, at the end, you could hit the like button. But, let's get right into this. So you can see right now it is fairly warm across the country. I know that we today hit 95 degrees in Chicago, O'Hare. That is our airport where our official measurement is getting taken. And it's a pretty, I'm not going to lie, I enjoy the heat, but again, I do enjoy the cooler weather. However, the unfortunate thing with this is that if the cooler weather is going to come July to August, you know, maybe hot July, August through September. So I don't know, if some people like a warm, hot fall, then that is a good thing for them, but I really do prefer a cooler fall, and I don't know if we will be getting that this year. So you can see that this is Monday, July 16th, and Sunday, I think, you know, this is Monday, July 16th. You can see right there, the cooler air comes right through, and much below average temperatures for quite a big portion of the country, a big chunk of the country. The only areas that will be spared are the desert southwest, the northwest, and in general the west. But parts of the very far coastal northeast will also potentially be spared at the beginning. But you can see, I mean, right there, that's fairly below average. That is around 12 to 16 degrees below average. But again, that doesn't mean it's going to be freezing cold or even cold. It's probably going to be somewhere close to 70 or 80 degrees. But it's been much cooler compared to the hundreds they have been getting in that location. So you can see later on it does shift into the southeast. The southeast will get a dose of cooler air. And this kind of doesn't really go away. You can see it weakens at some point, like right here, some above average temperatures, but then another little cold shot comes through and brings in the same areas below average temperatures. So and you can see it stays along for quite a while, and at this point the second cold shot may be bringing some cooler air down even into the southwest, more southwest, not the desert southwest, but say western Texas and eastern New Mexico. So you can see that a lot cooler compared to what we've been having. And if you want to see the actual 2-meter temperatures, which is the actual temperatures, let's rewind this back to hour 0 and compare some of these temperatures. So this is during the night, and during the day, this is how it looks. You can see 80s, 90s, 100s, just about everywhere. A couple of 60s, some 70s, but mostly 80s and 90s. And we go on further. You can see there's a cold front right there, and that will not be really introducing the cooler air. The cooler air is still up here, and you can see that that's the cold front to this cooler air right there. There is a front, and throughout the day it will be making its way down south. You can see by then it's already made its way down here. It's 80s, 90s here, but up in Minnesota, South Dakota, North Dakota, Iowa, Nebraska, 70s and low 80s. So, and then a lot of this part of the country, basically the upper Midwest and the Midwest. I would say the whole part of the Midwest will be in cooler temperatures. You could see 70s. I mean, southern Iowa, 65. That is fairly chilly for July, when early July, mid-July is the hottest time of the year for that season, for that area. And you can see that it does, you know, a couple days are going to be in the 80s, so it's not, again, like I said, it's not going to be cold, but, you know, everyone seems to be getting a dose of this, especially east of the Rockies. So you could see that at the beginning, Northeast will be spared from this cooler weather, but, I mean, spared. I mean, if you like the cooler weather, then it's not really a negative thing, but I do like warmer weather, so I kind of see this as not really a good thing, but You can see that another little cold shot comes in right there. Look at the nights. Nighttime lows 53, 50s, basically all the way down into Georgia, into northern Georgia, northern Alabama, and northern Mississippi. So very cooler air compared to what we've been having. I mean, look at this right there. 70s all the way by the Gulf of Mexico, while Canada is in the hundreds. So this is definitely some welcomed relief to those folks that have been struggling in the heat and been in the heat for quite a while, in the hundreds. I know that this year here in Chicago we've been running 3 degrees above average, or for at least the month of July we've been running 3 degrees above average. So I guess it's welcomed, but again, is it really that welcomed? I preferably would like the hotter temperatures. So if we go to the Climate Prediction Center 6 to 10 days out, you can see that it does have a bullseye of below average temperatures for much of the northern plains and parts of the western Midwest, and above average in the southwest, the west, just the south and the southeast, and parts of the coastal New England. And then if we go to 8 to 14 days out, which if you're wondering, 8 to 14 is from July 20th to July 26th, a little bit cooler on the, a little bit backed off with vigorous cooling. So you can see still below average, but not as much of a bullseye as there was in 6 to 10 day outlook. 6 to 10 day outlook, by the way, is 18th to 22. So you can see the warm air starting to creep back in here, and that will most likely happen. That August and September, I think most of the country will be above average in temperatures. That is the feeling of right now. Is that going to happen? We don't really know. It is still too far to tell. We didn't really know that this little colder, cooler outbreak of air would occur until a couple days ago. So you can see this is constantly changing, but again, this is just a GFS model that's showing this vigorous of a cool down. But I mean, the Climate Prediction Center is picking up on this, so this is definitely means something, not like one of those crazy models. The CMC isn't as vigorous. You can see it still shows mostly 80s and 90s, but it does have those cooler days like the 76, 74 days that are going to be occurring in the Midwest. So is it going to be as cold as the GFS is showing, which cold means 60s and 70s? We don't know. There's probably going to be a couple of days, but the GFS is a little bit too vigorous, I think, in terms of this, because the GFS either overestimates some temperatures. When it shows 110, it's really somewhere close to 90, and when it shows 60 degrees, it's really somewhere close to 70 or 80. So this is definitely something we need to keep watching, and I'll be giving you guys more updates on this. So if you want to, you could subscribe to my channel, consider liking the video if you have now decided whether you like the video or not. And thank you guys so much for watching. It has been a pleasure bringing you guys this video to you, and see you guys in the next episode.